Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Quinn, and today is September 12th, 2013. It is my 11 weeks on testosterone video. Some changes I've noticed lately have been hair. I've got back hair, more back hair, belly hair, more belly hair, and the hair on my legs is starting to creep around the side. Also, what looked like stubble on my kneecaps is now growing, and it looks like longer stubble. And it's not stubble from shaving, because I don't shave my legs. It's just stubble from growing in the first place. This has been a good and bad week. Good because I've passed twice, and the first time was a server. I wasn't at the table, but my wife was, and the server came and said, hey, can I refill his tea? And sorry, there's cars passing me out here, and kept using male pronouns for the entire dinner, even when I was at the table. And the second time was yesterday. I was in 7-Eleven, and I walked past the manager of the 7-Eleven a few times back and forth, so she saw me from the front and from the back, and she, I just got a cup of ice and a bottled soda, so she told the dude at the counter not to charge me for the cup of ice, and she said he and him, his and all that stuff, probably like 5 times in one sentence, so good job for her. Extra pronoun use made me feel good. But yeah, it's really funny how I've never passed, and now I'm starting to. And when I want to pass, I don't. But when I forget and I'm not even thinking about anything, that's when I pass. So, it's kind of weird. Like, I wonder what what makes you pass in other people's eyes. I've always wondered that. Like, what genders me? Is it my chest? Is it my voice? Maybe because my voice is dropping now, it helps, And speaking of... Did you hear my voice crack? That was funny. Still getting used to that. It's starting to crack more and more this week. And speaking of my chest, I have a tri-top binder from Underworks, and I've used that kind for a while, and I just ordered a new one, the same size, and it was so tight I almost sent it back. Like, I thought they mailed me an irregularly shaped one or something. And then my buddy told me, hey, you're on testosterone. That's your body that's changed, not the binder. So it was uncomfortably tight for the first couple weeks I had it on. And now, it just digs in underneath my arms right here a little bit more than normal. But, it's a good and bad thing. Bad that it hurts, good that it's tighter, it makes me look flatter, and bad that it's more uncomfortable. But I'll deal with it if it makes me look fatter. Fatter? Flatter. Flatter, not fatter. So, my voice has dropped and is starting to creak and crack and cut out sometimes. Like, I'll say a whole half of a sentence and no one hears it because just nothing comes out. If I get really, high in pitch or excited when I talk, it really acts up. Just to give you an example, I'll hit this funny note that I can do, and then my voice changes on its own. So I go, oh, it's not doing that much today. Yesterday, it was really, really doing this weird squeaky sound. Anyway, I'm just at work for another 30 minutes, waiting to be off, and so I thought I'd make this video real quick. I think that really not worrying about my gender some days, or let me rephrase that, not worrying about how I'm gendered through other people's eyes some days really gives me a confidence boost that I don't realize until I pass or something happens positively to reaffirm my true gender. And then there are some days that are very dysphoric and bad, like Saturday, which today's Thursday, so last Saturday I woke up and my wife and I went to my mom's house after I got off work. I get off work at 7 a.m. So sometimes we go there to sleep before we drive an hour to go home, because I work an hour away from where I live. And wow, that explanation made me forget what I was talking about. Oh yeah, so I woke up and I didn't put my binder on. I just left my pajamas on and went downstairs. You know, my mom was there. I figured she birthed me. She knows what I got. So, and I was in the kitchen making food, and the bowl came out of the microwave. It was really hot. And, you know, the first bowl I made for my wife, who was sitting by my mother. The second bowl I was making for me. And I wasn't looking at my mom when she said it, but she said, "Don't let it burn your boobs." And I figured she was talking to Carrie, but just the fact that I had to wonder kind of made me feel dysphoric. And I was already feeling dysphoric because I didn't have my binder on, and I kind of, you know, feel things moving when I walked, which makes me really uncomfortable. And then I sat down and I put a blanket on my lap so that the bowl wouldn't burn me. And I guess it was kind of up to here, and there were like tassels on the end of the blanket that were folded over, and they were about to fall on my bowl, so my mom just went like this to move the tassel. And when she touched my chest, I was just like, "What'd you do that for?" And when she explained to me why she did it, she touched it again in her explanation. And, you know, I guess because I was already feeling such discomfort, that just made me feel even more dysphoric. And I went upstairs and just started crying. Like, I couldn't even finish eating my breakfast because it just affected me so strongly. And I think the testosterone made me not really able to cry that readily, or that's not the right word, but like I couldn't cry at first. But once I started, then I really had to cry. And my wife came in and she's like, "What's wrong? Are you okay?" And I'm like, "You know, I just either want to cut him off or not wake up tomorrow, or just go back to bed and sleep." And she's like, "All right, we got to put a better plan of action for saving money for your top surgery into effect." So we have decided to move back to Lakeland from Tampa, get a place that's about half of what we pay, because we decided to be fancy and live in downtown Tampa, which we can afford, but we can't afford and save enough for me to get my surgery anytime soon. So we are planning to move back to where I work and yeah, just save up money. Hopefully I can have my surgery within 6 to 8 months is the plan, or at least have the money saved up by then. Yeah, and then that night I went to see the 97X Green Room show. It's a local station out of Tampa, a rock station, and they had Laura Jane Grace from Against Me making her solo debut. And I don't know if you know, but she's a trans woman. She became famous before she transitioned, so she was really in the limelight for her transition, and transitioned on stage. You know, all her fans still stuck around. Like, she has even more support now, which is amazing. And she's just an amazing performer and a brave, brave soul. I couldn't imagine me transitioning and my voice not changing at all. Like, that must be so hard for trans women, and especially for her to go up on stage and still just belt out her songs and sing with her soul on her sleeve. You know, that was really inspirational for me, and it made me think, you know, if she can get on stage and still have a male-sounding voice, then I can wake up every day with this chest and be alright. So yeah, like I said, good and bad things this week. But, you know, not too horribly bad. And I think that's just about it. So, 11 weeks on T. If you guys would like me to answer any questions, or you have any comments, or could give me any feedback on anything I've said, please do so below. I'd love to hear from you guys, and I would love to make a Q&A video soon, so ask me some questions. Don't be scared. I won't be offended. Alright guys, take care.